I mean, I think your season goes growth. Getting Gene back certainly.
Right.
When you lose your leading scorer, leading rebounder, and leading charge guy in the conference, that certainly changes some things. But just like our approach, I think we've practiced better. I think our young guys get a little more consistent. And again, having Gene back, is a big key for us.
What do you think came out? We've talked a lot about their players-only meeting. From your perspective, what changed? What came out of that mindset-wise?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're using their phones less. Like that's what my hope is. So I know one thing: they practice better. So they've been more focused in practice on the details of the game plans. They've done a good job, and I think guys are really formulating their roles too. We've gotten great minutes from Shaq Carter. We've gotten great minutes from Miles. Like those guys are getting better, and Montez and Ron Harper and Caleb have come on strong, and then Gio has been really good. So Gio's been real good leadership-wise, defensively. Forget about the offense. Everyone focus on that because it's all about points. But I always look at all the other things. He's doing a great job in the huddle. He's doing a great job with the young guys. He's getting assists. He's guarding people. So, a lot of it starts with Gio, and then having Gene back, who's the leading rebounder on our team, helps. So I think those are some of the things, and hopefully if those, players' meetings help, that's great. But, I think their practice and their approach has been good.
Okay. You said get off their phones. I mean, what do you mean by that? Like, kind of learning how to...
Yeah, put the phones away. The phones don't help them shoot free throws. The phones don't help them shoot threes. They don't help them prepare for games. So, put the phones down. Give the phones a break. Enough with the phones.
Is that something you thought was an issue early on? Or?
No, it's an issue everywhere.
Okay.
My own family to, phones are an issue. Waste a lot of time on the phone. So, trying to get these guys to focus on things that are going to help them be better in basketball. The phones aren't one of them. You can't take the phone with you on the court.
Steve, you said didn't play against Penn State. Was that a coaching decision? Was that injury?
Yeah, I mean, every game. Shaq Carter didn't play in some games, and Peter Kiss didn't. And, you just coach every game to win. And, I like the lineup. I like the rotation, But East has got to be ready, Caleb wasn't playing early on. Now he's in the rotation. And, it happens. Your season's a long season. Guys get hurt. Guys get sick. Guys are, in different roles, foul trouble. So East has got to be ready. And he will. He's a great kid, and he works hard.
What jumps out at you about Indiana?
How athletic they are. It's a storied program. Archie Miller is a great coach. They play hard. They have matchup problems for us. Morgan, Langford. They got a lot of good players. So it's going to be a war. I really hope that the RAC is jumping. Students, Greek life, the Riot Squad. We need this to be great here, and it's been great. Our fans have come out and done a great job. Want to make this a tough place to play, as you see. Other games on the road. I was watching Purdue the other day at home. Boy, it's a huge advantage. We want to make the RAC a place that's jumping, so hopefully it will be on Wednesday.
Steve, this is your second straight game against a team that's on a 6-game losing streak. Do you feel like these teams have an extra sense of urgency just to get out of that slump? And
I mean, I don't know. I only coach my team, so I know he's a great coach. He's got really good players. I think it's the product of playing in a really good league. I mean, I'm watching games the other day. Iowa's ranked, and I know how good Minnesota is, and I know how good Maryland is, and it's a good league. So every night, there's good teams. So I think that's a product of that. But Coach Miller does a great job, and they'll be ready to play. They're ready to play in all their games.
How is Ron Harper responding to his expanded role? You've asked more of him, and he's given you more.
You know what, Ron's been good. He gives us a lot of different things. Gets the free throw line, important. Really good IQ guy. I think he's really learning how to play college defense too. But I really like his approach. He's been mature and he's had good practices. He does a good job of preparing, and we're giving him some real tough defensive assignments, and he'll have another one on Wednesday. So, I like the growth of him and Tez in that freshman class, Miles, and Caleb McConnell gives us great minutes too. Hit a huge 3 in the last game. But your veterans are important. Shaq Dorson and Gene and Gio and those guys, and Peter's giving us a lift too, coming off the bench. So we've got a lot of guys contributing. That's what we have to have too.
Why'd you upgrade Joey, and what's it like for you to upgrade a guy in a scholarship like that?
As you guys know, like I'm blue collar. When I took over the program, you get what you earn, and from day one, Joey's been all in. He's great. He's great in practice. He's great on the court, off the court. Never says a word. Never asks for anything. most importantly, I just love the way my team responded to that. And like so, Joey earned it, and I thought it was a great reward for a great kid. But he helps us a great deal, practice and his leadership and all the different things he brings to us. A great student, great kid. So I'm happy for him to be able to reward. And my team was even more happy. So that was a good day for Joey.
You mentioned Pete Kiss in his different role. How has he answered that? It's what you've asked of him.
I tell you, the other night defense was great. So I'm very proud of his development there. And he's coming off the bench. He's giving us instant offense, and he's done a real good job of being locked in and focused on what he needs to do. And we've been a very valuable guy coming off the bench for us.
One more from me. There's a lot of questions. I know there's a lot to talk about. You're winning at Penn State on the road in this league. What kind of toughness element does that show you? What kind of growth does that show you in terms of learning how to win a game like that?
The last few games, they'll come down to a few possessions, and, just getting our guys to that mentality, like every possession matters. And obviously the other night was another perfect example. We made some big plays, some big rebounds, made big free throws. But we made big defensive stops, when we had to. And this group, is getting better. The league is a lot better this year. Our schedule's better, but we're getting better too. And, I think when you go on the road in this league, as you see, the place was packed the other night. Penn State, it's the toughest league in the country to win on the road, and because they're fans. Like, I watch all the games, and there's a lot of games, there's not a lot of fans. Right. In our league, you go to Purdue, it's sold out. When you go to Michigan State, it's sold out. When you go to Iowa, it's sold out. So it's a real tough league, and that brings a different element too to concentration and communication and the whole 9 yards. So real happy when you could go on the road with a young team and come back with a win.
The last time Rutgers won 3 straight conference games was 2 conferences ago. What does it mean for your program that you're able to put these performances together?
It's kind of funny, like someone else said, would I really want our guys? We're trying to go 1-0. We were trying to go 1-0 before the Nebraska game, Penn State 1-0. We have a 40-minute game 1-0. That's what we're just trying to do, and that's where I think we are. We're a young program. We got to do A, B, and C to win this game, and we got to go 1-0. So, those things are all great, but we're just trying to get that next one.
Steve, going back to the fans, it was just announced that the Michigan game is sold out. What does that mean to you?
Well, the fans here have been tremendous from the start, and I love our students. Even during winter break, our students come out, the band, cheerleaders, all the riot squad. It's Greek life too, and Greek night coming up too on Wednesday. So, just great to have our fans there to support this team. I think this team plays hard. I think these kids are real likable, kids, and we're fighters. So it's great to have that, and you got to have that in this league. That's part of building a program. Like, this league is tough. When we go on the road, it's tough environments. So we're making the RAC a tough environment. That's great. Shows real growth.
Steve, you saw Paul last night. What do you think of how he's playing and what he's doing?
Wins. Wins. So I think, very important, to have players that understand the importance of winning. He's really a great kid, great family. He plays for a great coach too, and he does a lot of things. But winning probably number one on his list.
Do you feel like maybe you stole one there, like the rest of the country starting to realize how good this kid is?
No, I don't really believe. Stealing is not. Was just a great fit for him, and he's a great fit for us.
Maybe it's the wrong.
Yeah,
word,
so we're just real excited. I think we've added pieces here to the program, like great families, and we continue kids that work hard, kids that want to be here, kids that want to win, and he's a perfect example of that.
Yeah, stealing's a bad word. So